How do you build muscle, bro?
How do I? So, from the science side, what muscle building is literally the muscle fibers getting thicker.
So it's a fiber.
It's the fibers getting fatter and bigger. Yeah. You don't gain muscle fibers. Fun fact. You're actually just getting them bigger and thicker.
Is the nucleus getting bigger, right?
Yeah, the muscle memory cells kicking in.
Yeah.
The muscle fibers getting thicker, stronger,
Yeah.
like thicker. You can almost think about like a band of rope. That's
Yeah.
how your muscles look like. That's
Oh
literally what it
yeah,
is.
I remember
yeah.
that anatomy shit.
You know how
yeah.
people when they're shredded,
Yo,
you know how like they have
the
these lines,
striations.
the
Yo.
striations. That's your muscle fibers. And
No
then within the
wonder.
bundle of muscle fibers, there's smaller muscle fibers, and then from there is like micro, like uh, bundles of fascicles, and then like from
Yo.
there like smaller,
Yo.
units.
I think for most people in the gym, they're trying to build more muscle. Like I know not everyone's trying to look like a bodybuilder, but if you want a more muscular tone look, you need to have more muscle on your frame, or
Yeah.
it don't look like anything.
Yeah, that's true. Most of the time, that's where, at least from guys, it's like trying to go to the gym and trying to get those muscles to be a little bit bigger, more toned, and stuff like that.
Yo,
Yeah.
even for chicks, like if you want to have more of a tone look, because if you don't have muscle, you're just gonna look skinny.
Yeah, for women especially, it's like a little different. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, they probably want to tone down a little bit
Yo,
and maybe build on more, more of a beach body figure and all of that stuff. Yeah.
them curves, yo.
Yeah, so I think it's all across the consensus. It's like looking for the ideal body types in the gym.
Yo.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of common misconceptions that it comes to building muscles that we tend to look at from a broad scale of things. A lot of information out there, a lot of different ways to build muscles, but from your experience as a bodybuilder when you competed, right? How did you feel, or what were some of the things that you did to get you into that physique that were competition ready?
That's a great question because as someone that's been lifting for a good amount of time, back then, what I thought I had to do was completely different than what I did leading up to my show. As a 15-year-old that's trying to get jacked and have muscle, I would just think, yeah, let's just come to the gym and let's go as hard as we possibly could until I couldn't move my arms no more. That's what's a good workout. And I did that for years. I don't know if I was making that much gains or not, but I didn't really feel like I was. But leading up to my show, like actually training for the bodybuilding show, it was a lot more simple than I thought.
What were you doing?
Like I used to think you have to go like crazy hard every workout. I thought I had to shock my muscles with like different exercises every single week. But I was doing the complete opposite of that leading up to my show. This is what no one talks about building muscle and bodybuilding. It is actually kind of boring. When you look at the grand scheme of things, it's mad boring. Like with my workouts, I was legit doing the same exercises for 3 to 4 months in a row.
Damn.
So the times when I want to change up my workouts, my coach would change it every couple of months.
Damn.
But that's how you make gains, though.
It's true.
That's how you make gains.
Yeah, listen, like as much as you think that you want to change up the variations, if you're strictly just building muscles, if you just completely change the routine, your muscle is gonna respond a little differently. And if you want the muscles to be consistent, if you want the muscles to be built under a single stimulus, you just have to do the same boring exercises. That's how the muscle gets stronger and bigger.
To simplify the muscle building process, a couple things have to happen. Number one is you need to induce some sort of stress that comes
Yeah.
from your workouts.
Yep.
That means tearing down your muscles at the gym. But you need to be able to recover from that for that to build.
Yep. Yep.
If you don't recover from that, from your sleep, from eating, giving it time, then it ain't no muscle building, yo.
Essentially, what's happening is that when you work out and when you do a high enough load, the muscles will actually go into microscopic tears. And that's damage to the muscles.
Mm-hmm.
And from that, you're going to feel sore. right? The soreness is an after effect of you working out. And through the soreness, your body is going to respond in a way of inflammation. And from the inflammation, that's how the body is going to get the muscle stronger and bigger.
Yup.
And then from there, it's just a matter of you rinse and repeat the
Yep.
same old boring exercises
Yep.
over and over again.
Yup.
So that's literally what it is.
Facts.
When we talked about this in the past too, if you don't train the muscles, if you're just moving the weight to move the weight, you're not really building muscles at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I'm sure you probably went through this like, yeah, I have to do this mass load. I have to really feel the muscles. I have to work into the specific muscle,
Yup.
you know, like the movement pattern
Yup.
to actually get the muscle to be under a certain amount of stress.
Yup. That was the second thing I was going to talk about because, well, one, obviously, if you keep changing up your workouts, then it's like, how are you supposed to even make progress? How are you supposed to add more stress to your body? To make that progress, the reason why I was doing the same exercise for 3 to 4 months in a row is because obviously when you first start doing a new exercise, you need to learn the form of it.
Yeah.
So if you just change it up the next week, it's like you haven't even like given it any time, bro.
Your body's like, well, I didn't even learn this yet.
For real. How are you supposed to progress on that?
You know what's funny you mentioned that too is because the first 4 weeks, so first 4 like to 5 weeks of you starting a new like movement, this new exercise, you're actually not training the muscles.
Mm-hmm.
You're actually training the connection between your brain
Facts.
and the muscle.
Facts.
It's called neural drive.
Facts.
You're training the connection point between your body learning that muscle pattern
Facts.
and to you using the muscles
Yup.
for the first 4 to 5 weeks.
Yup.
And then after those connections strengthens, which means that once those strength kind of stays of you like using the same resistance, like using, I don't know, 40, 50 pounds,
Yup.
that muscle gets stronger over time because
Yep.
the connection's already there. You're
Yep.
able to move the weight. It's just a matter of the muscles getting bigger or hypertrophies.
Yup.
Yeah.
So the first few weeks, majority of it is optimizing my form to get the most from that movement while building that mind muscle connection. Because if you were to just go to failure on week 1 when your form isn't even the best, you're not even getting the most out of the exercise.
You're going to feel sore, but not in a way where it's going to create that muscle hypertrophy.
Max.
So, in a nutshell, you might be wondering, so if that's the case, then why should I go into failure, right?
Yup.
So, instead of going into failure, actually, you should be prioritizing just focus on moving the right movement.
Yup. And that's the
Yeah.
difference between working out and training your muscles. Because you can still train your muscles without going to failure. Like you can tear your muscles down without going to, I can't move my arm anymore.
I mean, that's a very like gym bro mentality.
Max.
That's a very gym bro mentality. But
Facts.
if you do like the slowed, controlled movement of you lengthening your muscles, like let's say doing like an eccentric control, I don't know, like a bicep curl, you can actually create some really intense tearing in the muscles.
You can make that 15, 20 pounds feel like 50 pounds. Yeah.
But that's a fact, yeah. That's a fact.
So for the first few weeks, it's mainly learning that new exercise. And the more you do it, the better your form gets with it.
Did you feel yourself getting stronger, like
Oh, yeah.
towards the end of like your training, like
Oh, yeah.
bodybuilding competition?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, no, not during the cut.
oh yeah, because
'Cause,
you're
like,
cutting.
Because like you're barely eating any food.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But like when you're like developing, like you're bulking before it, then yeah, like you feel like a monster.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Feel like a monster. The next thing I want to talk about is progression. Notice how we didn't even talk about going to failure with the first few weeks. Because if you go to failure the first few weeks, how are you supposed to make progress? Can't. Can't. If you go balls to the walls the first week, what, you're gonna go even harder? How? Which is why we intentionally made it a little bit easier the first few weeks. Get better at the exercise, get better at the form, get accustomed to it. Now, when we're good at it, we can push it a little bit.
There you go.
Push it a little bit more to failure. Add an extra set. Add more reps. And that's how we can make that progress over time. Because back to that equation of you need stress, then you need to recover from it, and then you make gains. We need that consistently. But if you just go to failure right from the start, how are you supposed to make progress over time?
Yeah, so like you said, I mean, it's like the idea of, you know, you're building muscles. You want to hit the rep range appropriately too. You know, you can't go into failure while you're trying to create muscle hypertrophy. That's not gonna happen.
No.
You know, it's not gonna happen.
Most of the time when you're going that heavy, you don't even feel those muscles activate.
Yeah, you're training strength at that point.
You know,
If you're going for like that one rep wonder, like that one rep max, you're training just brute strength.
facts.
You're training actually brute strength, and that's a little different than actually creating muscle hypertrophy. Because essentially, when you're training brute strength, you're training your body's ability to recruit all of the muscles at the same time,
At once. You know?
at once. It's like that's why you see these bodybuilders. You probably felt the way this way too. Like you gotta amp yourself up really hard because your nervous system is fired up, and now you're ready to push that 6-7 plates off the ground and for that
Man.
one rep, and then just go home from that.
Man, that was peak male testosterone experience right there.
You're like,
Sniffing that nose torque. Woo!
Oh yeah.
Screaming, pumping my chest, put that hype song on, bro. That
Oh yeah.
that felt too good, bro.
Oh,
but then after that, I was shot, bro. Shot for the rest of the day.
Yeah, because
bro.
your nervous system was like completely in shock. Like your nervous
Facts.
system is like, yeah, I'm taking a day off now.
And we had to
That's
study
it.
for midterms that night.
Oh,
Shoot.
good luck. Yeah. So going back to that muscle hypertrophy set range, you might be wondering what that would be like. So research have been pointing towards 6 to 8 reps of like higher intensity load, and working into that 6 to 8 rep range. So
I heard that you can build muscle with like even wider rep range.
yeah, I've heard that too.
From like
yeah.
6, 8, 10, 12, 15. Like, dude, at one point in my program, I had 30 reps, bro. I was just like,
God damn.
whoosh. Like, obviously, don't do that with a squat because, like, your form is going to break down way before you reach 20 reps.
But you can easily do that with like a curl,
Yup.
like a single joint movement.
Like a quad extension.
Oh, like shoulder raise, a lateral shoulder raise. If you do
Woo.
30 reps, like 5 pounds, bro, I can guarantee you, your arms gonna be like,
Yo.
by the end of it.
You know, how I like to think of bodybuilding is you're developing it. You're developing it, and the way you do that isn't just, okay, let's spam 6 reps or let's spam 10 reps for years. No, we get good at all the rep ranges. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, with my program being each exercise 3 to 4 months, this is how it would start. First few weeks is just like an intro. First few weeks is intro weeks to learn the exercise. It's probably like 5 to 10 reps. Second phase, the second month, is 5 to 10 reps again. But now with your form down, you can push more weight. You're getting stronger at it. The next month is gonna be 10 to 15 reps. Not only are you still good at the exercise, but you're able to push more reps. And then the month after that, you can do the same rep range, or you can up the rep range, or you can even up the sets from 3 sets to 4 sets. Now it's like you are literally adding more stress every month, every
Yeah.
single week.
That is true, yeah. And then from there, it's just a matter of you adding the weight and, getting yourself better at it.
Yo, I will say though, training for bodybuilding is painful. It's
Ooh.
fucking painful. It's it tests your pain tolerance. Because the thing is, just like the running, your body and your brain's gonna tell you like, chillax, buddy. Like you pushing it a little bit.
Yeah, that's it. No more. I can't do
But
this.
you could push it though.
Right.
You could push it a little bit more.
Right.
But that's where you gotta find that fine tune like balance between like, let me not injure myself, but get to a point where like I'm really pushing it to muscle fatigue. Yo.
I think the bodybuilding competition and the show, it forces you to be very disciplined.
Oh,
Forces you to. I've never done it before, and I can only imagine what it's like. It's like
I don't recommend it, to be honest, unless you're willing to commit to a level of discipline where it's kind of unhealthy. To be honest.
Yeah, it's a little because you're eating what like are you what was your diet like?
Like diet wise, it don't sound that bad, but it's pretty bad. Considering my maintenance is like 3,000 calories, I was at like 1,400. Like 1,400 might not sound like that little for some people, because some people, they think that that's like let me just eat that normal. That's like a normal amount. But as someone that needs 3,000 calories to maintain my weight, that's a
more
lot.
than half your
Yeah.
calories. Not
1,400, mind you, I was doing, my max was like 70 minutes of cardio daily with a workout on top of that, with 10K steps on top of that as well.
whoa.
So the output is just up here, and imagine expecting your car to be going crazy and you're only giving it this amount of fuel.
That's crazy. Hey, I gotta. It's like putting a perspective on this. 1,400 calories is almost as much. Well, it's a little bit more than a Whopper, or like a little bit more than an Arby's burger.
Bro, I can crush 1,400 calories in a meal.
Exactly. That's like a double stacked Whopper with fries.
Yeah.
Right there. That's one meal. Imagine one meal for the entire day. Like that's how much calories you're
Yeah.
consuming. That's insane.
But with all of this information that we're giving you on this podcast, I don't want you to just take this and be like, okay, let me go eat 1,400 calories. Oh, let me just like do these workouts or whatever. Let me do 30 reps. The thing is, there's no like, okay, you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way. But a lot of this comes down to having phases to this, having a progression to it. Because you're not just gonna do 30 reps for the rest of your life, or you're just gonna do 6 reps for the rest of your life. A lot of it's gonna come down to, okay, how can I push my body, but then also be able to recover from it and set it up for the next phase, and then the next phase. Because you want this to be ongoing. You don't want to just build muscle and then not work out anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. At the end of the day, there has to be like a goal that you're reaching for.
Yo.
And this is gonna help you reach that goal.
Yeah.
Whether if it's like you looking a little bit leaner, looking a little bit more toned,
Yeah.
or putting a little bit more size on your frame,
Yeah.
for that matter.
These are all tools.
Yeah.
Like the 1,400 calories, I say that, but that was only like the last few weeks. I started at 2,800. I ate like 2,500, 2,000, 1,800, 1,600. The 1,400 was the last 2 weeks. So make sure that you have some sort of progression, some sort of roadmap going into it. Don't just go in like, okay, 1,400 for the next 6 months.
Your body's gonna be in shock.
I promise you, you gonna end up having a eating disorder. You're gonna start binge eating after that. Yo,
Yeah.
even after my show, I was binging like crazy, bro.
Actually, like you're probably hungry all the time.
Dude, it was bad. Like it got so bad to the point where I would make dinner. I'll make 2 more meals after that.
Damn.
And I would just order like delivery for something else.
Damn.
Cause dude, you go 6 months in starvation mode. Your body's like, I need food, bro.
Damn.
Dude, I had abs with a gut.
Your ass.
I was that lean, but you can see a gut.
You're. That is so funny.
Like the stomach just pushed against the abs, bro. It was just
That's crazy. That is crazy.
like that ass,
Oh my
bro.
god.
I got veins busted out of my arms, but the gut is just pushing against the abs, bro.
Oh my god, that is so funny. You had a Roy gut, but
Facts.
from eating.
Facts.
That is so funny.
No, it was bad. It was
Oh
bad.
my god.
But that's why I don't recommend just going to those extremes. Like actually have like a plan set up for it.
Yeah, and really comes down to like I said, your goal, right? I remember when I started doing those deficits, like those slow, eccentric, like slow, controlled exercise where you just really let the muscle stretch. Oh boy. The next day, oh my god.
Actually, that's one last thing I'm gonna add to this. With your exercise, it ain't just that contraction. Like when you think of curls, back then, I would just think, okay, let's just get that squeeze at the top. Yo, fun fact, you have 2 functions of your muscles. You can contract and you can stretch it too, yo.
To function, well, it's like the muscle function
Mhm.
itself. It's like the ability to control the lengthening part. That's what
Yeah.
allows these muscles to really like stretch.
Actually, I take that back. Fine. There's 2 parts to the exercise.
2 parts of
You got the
parts.
stretch and the contraction.
Yeah, the muscle function would be more like what the muscle
does?
what it does like for
Sure.
let's say for the quads is to flex the hips and also
Yeah.
extend the legs.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that would be more of the muscle function. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So the next time you do your exercises, yo, feel that stretch too. Like your bicep, like that stretch goes crazy. It feel like it about to tear, yo.
all you have to do is when let's say if you're doing like a stretch, just go like 3 seconds down. The longer the better, but most of the time nobody's gonna be hanging out here for like 6 seconds.
It's hard.
So do like 3 seconds, see how that feels. If you feel a little bit of like that, like the stretchy tension feeling in the muscles, that's the stretch you're going for.
Yeah.
It's like your muscles slowly getting, for lack of better words, getting ripped apart.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nah, it'd be like that. It'd be like that. Before we go, top 3 exercises that you feel the most.
Top 3 exercises.
Like your mind muscle connection is the strongest with, yo.
I got one right now for you. I gotta say, the first one has to be pull-ups.
What you feel, bro?
I feel everything. Biceps, lats,
Forearms.
everything. Pull-ups is my first one. The second one has to be like cleans.
What do you feel, bro?
Actually, I feel all my body in sync whenever I do a good clean, like clean like like the Olympic cleans. Man, I feel my quads working, like stabilizing my core, like my glutes, my shoulders, like supporting the barbell.
Fire.
So, and then the last but not least, I gotta give it to my, this might be a surprise, but it's tricep pose, overhead tricep pose, because of that stretch when my arm is coming down as the arm is in the air.
Fire.
I feel a nice stretch in the bicep because the bicep actually is a 2-joint muscle.
Facts.
And so yeah, I feel that really well. What about you?
First things first, chest flies, bro.
Chest flies. Oh,
Bro, that-
yes.
Like I don't even need that much weight. Just,
Squeeze your chest. You could probably feel your chest kind of coming together.
bro, I can get a pump with just body weight just doing this, bro.
That's crazy. That mind muscle connection different.
It's
Yo.
strong.
All right, what's next?
Next is single arm lat pull downs, bro.
Oh,
Bro, when
you
I
gotta
bring
be there.
when I bring that elbow to hip, oh, that stretch be crazy, bro.
I feel it right now. I mean, it doesn't help that my lat is sore.
That ass, bro. And last but not least, bicep curls.
Yo, all pulling activities, yo.
Curls for the girls, bro.
Curls for the girls.
Pushing, I've never really like bench. I never really felt that much, to be honest.
I just feel strong when I bench. I'm be
Yeah.
honest. Like put like deadlifts too. I feel like it's more strength.
do.
Yeah.
It's not like the muscles like ripping, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely there's definitely a common theme, right? A lot of those exercises are more targeted single joints.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah. Fine. Last one. Exercises. Give me what's that one exercise that you hate the most? It's a love
Right,
hate relationship.
I'll get back to you. What do you got?
Bulgarian.
Bulgarians. I was actually thinking about that. What about Bulgarians?
I hate how it feels because I'm seeing stars afterwards.
Damn, you gotta breathe, brother. You gotta breathe.
I'm trying, yo. Like,
Yeah. that walk after have you acting dead and like that walk after.
bro,
Oh
that
man.
glute pump. Like I don't know how to act, bro.
Yeah, you'd
Like,
be like,
I can't sit. I can't stand. I'm just walking around like.
you know what's my least favorite now? Side planks. The core exercises, bro. You be up there, you be like, God dang, that shit long as hell. Not the full plank on the elbows, but side plank where your body is upright and you're on your elbows on one arm. That's gonna work.
Them YouTube videos, those girls be just holding it like still for like 2 minutes. I'm like,
2 minutes?
Yeah.
I'm struggling 1 minute.
like them
2
videos,
minutes?
the home workouts, they just holding it like they don't even look like they breathing.
Yo, Pilates be different, yo.
I'm out here like
Pilates,
I'm shaking, bro.
Yo, one of these days I'm gonna try a Pilates class and I'm gonna be busted, yo.
OD.
I'm gonna be crazy sweating, like shaking, legs shaking, walking out
Tripping.
there, legs jelly, and them girls just gonna come out of there, just just walk out there normally. I'm just gonna be like, God damn. It's gonna be like that, yo.
Let us know what your best mind muscle connection is. Like what exercise gives you the best mind muscle connection? Let us know in the comment section below.